Welcome to Nairobi. Welcome to yet more thrilling action from the African Motocross Union Championship meeting. With over 30 events covered every year, nobody covers African motorsports like DMAG. One, two, three. The African Motocross Union, live today. DMAG Sports presents the 2007 African Motocross meeting here in Nairobi. And as usual, we expect intense action, painful exercise, and sometime family reunion. All coming with the AMU 2007 Nairobi, Kenya. DMAG Sport presents you more than 2.5 hours of non-stop motocross action. Watch as action is with 7 countries represented and over 100 riders on the pitch. As usual, there will be pain, excitement, and wins. And this year, the center stage was set at Jamhuri Park, with more than 100 riders tussling it out. Friday was the arrival of the teams and the final documentation. Final hands were being laid on the infrastructure in preparation for Saturday for a start of the AMU. And today's biggest AMU news was from Uganda. Having restarted or jump-started their championship, they had come with the top-of-the-range bikes from the makeshift they had 5 years ago. Ignore them at your own peril. Well, Monday was a complete sunny day. Saturday, practice day, a mad mess. With the practice that was scheduled to start at 8:30, not starting until after midday. And now meet some of the baddest boys in the business. Graham Garnett, Brendan Wheeler, Dean Wheeler, Ross Branch, Donald Smith, Dalton Weddy, Garrett Pretorius, JJ Kaumbura, Tutu Minor. Those are some of the names that you meet today. Very bad boys.
Kisitu Mayanja, welcome to Kenya.
Thank you.
This is an event which was supposed to be in Uganda, but Uganda was not very ready for the event. Are you going to get experience from this event?
It is, to put the record right, it's not that Uganda was not ready for the event. We were ready, but unfortunately AMU decided to give it to Kenya, and we are in campaigns because we want to host the next event.
So what's your impression about the track? Do you think Uganda is ready for this operation?
Oh yes. First of all, our track to the international standards, and our preparations, we have not stopped, we are going on. So we'll be ready next year for the championship.
Dylan, okay. How are you?
Hi, my friend Henny.
Who is your friend? Henny.
We're going to the national champions and we'll see who's going to come first or second.
Yeah.
So, we're going to have a battle together. So, we're going to try and get past these Kenya boys and all the other races. And then we're going to get past everybody. So, I could come in first and Henny could come in second.
What's your number?
My number is number 41 and his number 42. His number 43.
Wow. What's your name?
Ryan.
Ryan.
Ryan. Look, look at the stickler. That fire with the place where there's no KT is number 43.
Is it?
KTM.
No,
KTM.
No, KTM. Not KTC.
And what?
Okay, look at the camera. Yeah, that's a nice one, eh?
And all the camps were in high spirits in preparation for the start of except for Mother Nature, who thought it different.
Cheers! Namibia! Tell me guys, are you going to beat the Kenyans and South Africans?
And now let's take you back in time. For those who may not be aware, the first AMU was held in Zimbabwe far back in 1999. Kenya was strongly represented, headed by Mr. Njoba, with a contingent of not less than 10 riders. The original idea of the AMU was to raise the standards of motocross in the region. This has greatly improved in the last 9 years. Ugandans, despite registering for the event, didn't turn up, so I had to carry the cross of taking back the beeps. It was here that the potential of the South Africans was strong, felt, and they had the potential of carrying the rest of the continent up with them. They won most of the races that took place here in Harare. And for the next 2 days, Donnybrook was a meeting point for the African motocross that was represented by 7 countries: South Africa, Namibia, Zimbabwe, Zambia, Angola, Kenya, Morocco. And we take another leaf in history. In 2002, the Motocross Union moved to Nairobi, Kenya for its 3rd African motocross meeting. And as it had happened on the previous events, once again South Africa was taking the cream of the cake. And for the first time, Ugandans managed to come to the AMU. Tanzania, like Uganda, was also being represented for the first time with 3 riders. Minister Kalonzo Musyoka represented the Kenyan government. A bike parade marked the kickoff of the Kenyan AMU in 2002. A great step in the African Union spirit. At exactly 10:30 on the Sunday morning, the first bike in the 50cc category hit the track. almost as a uniform, South Africa dominated all the classes, both in size and quality. There were some scary moments on the pitch, but they were handled professionally. And yet more heat was turned on with the coming of the 85cc seniors. So the return of the AMU to Nairobi marks a milestone in the African Union meetings, having held events in Southern Africa, North Africa, and now Eastern Africa once again. Once again, enjoy the spills and the spoils. Brief reviews, it was once again welcome to Nairobi. The list of standings shows that we have a total of 102 riders, dominated by Kenya, followed by Zambia and Zimbabwe with 16 riders each. Uganda coming in next with 15. South Africa ties with Namibia, 7 riders each, and Tanzania is at the bottom with 2 riders, having made a big effort. While Kenya has the bulk of the riders, South Africa will have or brought their cream of the riders, so you should expect the best result from here. Now we talk to Brennan Wheeler, who for the next 2 days will probably be the most thrilling of them all.
Brennan Wheeler, I remember 8-9 years ago when you were a very small boy. You gave us a good time in Zim. How have you been progressing since then?
I've been doing a lot better lately. Training a lot harder than what I used to. Now that I'm on the 450, had a few injuries, but we're working through them. Suzuki gave me a good ride this year, so yeah, I'm hoping to do well here today.
And what do you hope to do? Your brother is a big brother and a big rider. What do you hope to do in Kenya and the AMU?
Hopefully try to get a top 3 races planned.
How have you been doing in the South African Championship?
Well, I've done pretty well, but this year I didn't do too well. Been like having crashes and stuff, but otherwise.
And the South African representative in the 85 seniors session. The African Motocross Union meeting was underway for the practice session on Saturday, beginning plus or minus 12:30. Leading the South African delegation,
Yeah, Dan, you're leading the South African team. You're the captain.
Yes, I'm
each class of riders was previously supposed to have 2 test runs or practice runs, but since the weather turned out to be very hostile today on Saturday, they're going to only have one full practice session and possibly have another one early morning on Sunday. So they're not going flat out. There's an instruction from their team managers, team captains, not to break the wheels, not to break the bikes today. Tomorrow is the event. So possibly they're consuming half of the steam of what they will do tomorrow Sunday. Nobody's going flat out just to see the track, to feel the grip, to feel the tests of the newly built track, one of the best I can say in Africa. So the AMU gets underway tomorrow. Today is a practice session. It is indeed a tremendous effort by the Kenyans to have put up such a wonderful event, such a wonderful track. I've talked to all riders, nobody has complained about the track, and it will be a very good test for Ugandans who have rather small track, Tanzanians who are developing one. It is such a meeting that AMU intends to bring together riders in the African region. It's unfortunate no one is represented from North Africa, Morocco, Algeria. So it is mainly a southern and eastern event, well attended by a total of 7 countries: Tanzania, Kenya, Uganda, Zambia, Zimbabwe, Namibia, and South Africa. The practice session is a shadow of what is going to happen on Sunday morning. This is just to test the riders. There's no tempo here. It's absolutely to test the bikes, to check the track, and to give some hit, and to lay out strategies how they will do it tomorrow, which corner to take quick, which jump. So this is absolutely not a show. We'll see Sunday morning come the real event. This is the open class. This is Warren Leonette. He will be competing with his brother Graham. They have since moved from Zambia. Now they're Kenyan. They have promised to put a tremendous show, as they have previously competed with one of the men of the riders in this event, international event. So it will be a show of fools and strategy for the Leonettes. During the practice, you're going to decide on your technique, whether to take the corner from the inside or from the outside. Clear the tabletop as far as you can. Many times in the motocross, I've seen riders being overtaken from the tabletop. One rider takes full flight while another one hesitates, and you lose time and space and point and position. I think those two shots demonstrate what strategy to take, a long one or a short one. Once again, South Africa is expected to dominate all the classes they will take part into in the paddock. And next in readiness is the 125cc category, one of the most attended class today. Yes, 27 riders are taking part in the 125cc. That will be the biggest number today of any given class. This is a very ruthless class of young men consisting of Tom Porter, Kyle Basteray, Shimvak. These are Kenyans, Don Smith, Sin Peavers. We see a lot of energy here. Then Carter's Craters, Greta Trother, Jean-Claude Giardini, Arthur Sixton, Zimbabweans, Jack Evans from Uganda, Oliver Van P, Mahadi Kawesa, Harry Clonoris, all those are from Uganda. Scooter Baker comes from Zambia, Paul Ferryman, Ryan Ellis, and Francisco, all Zambians. South African is represented by one of the big boys, Dan Wheeler, Ross Branch. And supporter riders will come in a category with numbers ranging from 100 plus. This is 103, which is ridden by Michael Leonette. 104, Kome Makot, Adam Peavers, 105, Charles Mugo, 106, 107 goes to Michael Gehring, Salim Wali Muhammad, 108, 109, Tony Hackett, and 110, Trevor Mwenja. 111 goes through Njoba Mburu. You remember this kid had an accident 2 years ago in Zambia, a life-threatening accident, but he was evacuated to South Africa and he has recovered well. This is his first AMU since then. These young men have put in more energy, as you can see there. Vixton from Zimbabwe overtaking Mburu on the inside. Paul Ferryman from Zambia, Banks then restarts again, number 42. Number 11 is Ross Branch, the one we talked to earlier in the interview. Ross is one of those who are up there. Tomorrow, watch this space as he tussles it out with countryman Dan Wheeler on this Suzuki 125. Michael Leonard is keeping the pulse down on 103 Honda at 250. As the popular saying goes these days, tomorrow will separate men from the boys. You need to have guts to take on these motorbikes, and to be on top, you need to be an extra man. So tomorrow we wait them all to thrash it out. Who will be the quickest? Who will be the best? 7 countries at war, literally. And we'll wait to see. As the South Africans say, they can't wait to get there. A third world war or an earthquake on the Richter scale 7.5 will be happening here tomorrow. Come the AMU reaction event. We expect big revenge, big time. Kenyans were beaten here badly in 2002. They were beaten in Zambia 2 years ago. They want to show their home fans, their home crowd, that they're the best at home, that over the years they have come on top. So watch out for these lines, watch out for this pace. You have action unlimited come Sunday. Once again, Dane Wheeler on the screen on a Suzuki. The must see tomorrow. People want to challenge him, but he may prove a class of his own in the 125 class. But local boys like Tom Porter, Carl Basseret, Don Smith would not take it lying down. So we expect a fight. We're fighting one possibly tomorrow, with everybody putting on everything. So watch out tomorrow. Have a nice day. Nice time come Sunday. Carl Basseret on this bike number 17. He's a young lad. I've seen him develop over the years. You'll need to take it to the limit tomorrow. So watch this pace. There'll be no compromise. This track has recently been rebuilt, has been renovated, and is totally new track to all riders, which goes a long way in the fairness of the exercise tomorrow. Nobody will have the knowledge of this track, the special knowledge of this track, because it has been totally redeveloped, new for the last many months. So what we see here is totally new, and now it rained overnight. That tied up the loose soils that were yesterday completely dusty. So if it doesn't rain overnight, we can have very smooth and rather very competitive track Sunday morning. On the 6th day, I can see the Zambian horse champion. He has traveled his far that can't watch and support. Now going underway the next classic session for the 85cc, and nobody else than Garrick Pretorius leading the pack. He's one kid that will impress us. He's going to impress a crowd. He's a fantastic kid who's turning well, who's got a lot to show down south. He brings his talent down here. He will be the kid to beat. He has got a complete control of the bike, and tomorrow we'll see much of that dished out to his other adversaries in the class. Garrick Pretorius, bike number 14, South Africa. Lutz comes from Namibia, bike number 36, Yamaha. Seven is from Zimbabwe, Francisco Swan, while 6 is Ricardo Giardini, a family that has produced several riders over the years. I've seen them come through 85 KTMs. And the 8 is also Zimbabwean, Hannes Swan. Many years ago, Kenyan used to have a lot of girls. Now we see all the girls coming from Uganda. Max Van P has just gone past on bike number 26. 112 is Andrew Kenneth, who is not supposed to score points in the AMU. Going by the pattern, it's apparent that now we're gonna have the 65, rather the 85 juniors on the track. We've been coming from the top guys down to the lower categories, so it's most likely now we're gonna have the 85 juniors after the seniors gotten through. It's quite muddy, so I think it was a tactical move to have the big bikes dry up each, so that the young riders don't find as much trouble going through. And the 65cc bikes are on the standby in the paddock. The 85 class will have such names rolling like Tutu Maina, very hardened fighter in Kenya, Bradley Leonette, another new entry to the Kenyan team, Waruru Washira, Max Stangel from Namibia, Cole Bond, Yannick Biak, Talha Chigundu, Marcus Reeves, Dalton Weddy, both of them are from Zambia, and Domenico Scaniaro, Zambia also. Weden, South Africa, the only South African representing this class, and Jaden Ashwell from Zimbabwe, another sole representative. Mike Reeves from Zambia becomes possibly the first victim of today's practice session. He rejoins after going down. He will need to take extra caution tomorrow as the battlefield heats up. Otherwise, he will end up being part of history. The AMU history in Nairobi become part of the statistics. The 65 class standing by to have a chance to have their practice session. Much of the track is now drier than when we started in the morning. so they have an easy go on the track, as the big boys have done the needful. Now it's time to raise the temperature to rev up and to have the temperatures going up in their bodies, and they prepare very well for the next practice session. Soon, yes, the first bike hits the track for their practice after the end of the last 85 juniors practice session. The class has got 18 riders all thereabouts. And top on the chart stands David Banadi, Evan Guya, who will be fighting it out very thorough with Davide Adil Khan, Eugene Maina, Mike Kibaki, who also shares the name with the Kenyan president, Eric Gabas. This one is from Namibia, Paul Lutz, Namibia also, Tristan Muller, another Namibian. Well represented here, Cameroon Thaxton, Zimbabwe, Stephanos Fandalinde, also Zimbabwean, Natalie Van P, Uganda, Vanessa Van P, Uganda, Fatu Kigundu, Liam Deklarek, Zambian, Leonard McCann, Zambia, Philip Childcraft, Zambia. This class has got two support riders, Apollo Maura and Teddy Wande, both of them from Kenya. The more junior we are going down, the more aggressive the riders. Unlike the seniors, testing out their full strength, they are much quicker, they are more aggressive. So they've thrown caution by the wayside. We are attacking full throttle in this test run. What they are doing today in boxing is called sparring. You're supposed to test without getting damage onto yourself. The toddlers have gone a long way in doing the very opposite of caution. Come day 2 and the weather had greatly, tremendously improved. Weather was fine, no threat of rain, and the track was completely dry, devoid of dust. A press session was run before the start of the event at 10:30 to compensate for 4 hours lost on the previous day of practice.
Should be in one of the bikes these days, eh?
Jambo.
Jambo.
And the final practice session came to an end, giving way to a parade for the AMU to start. Namibia on KTMs and mainly putting on yellow, represented by a junior team. South Africa with their 7-man team. Tanzania represented by 2 riders from Arusha. And Uganda, a big contingent. 16 riders in total, but 15. And quite a big number of supporters came all the way to support from Uganda, as they always do to motorsport. The Zambian contingent is one of the biggest here. The Zambian team is well represented in the AMU, well represented, and tying with Zambia is Zimbabwe, despite a lot of problems back home in the economy. Quite impressive there. They're standing with the ambassador, Kenya.
We have Morocco, the High Commissioner, who is also here. The team was not. Is in
Kenya being the home, being the host, have assembled one of the biggest contingents today. It's actually the biggest.
Voila, done. That's how.
You can see quite a number of riders there. Now the parade for all the teams that are taking part in the AMU, 7 in total, with over 100 representatives here. So we'll see a lot of dust being raised.
Brookside, we'll play a song.
And finally, before it starts, a match past the spectators. A wonderful match, very colorful. All the way to the track, to the pits. You can see the Ugandan team there going past, followed by the Kenyan team. Quite a show here today. They climb the biggest tabletop here. Zimbabwe, very colorful, with South Africans in the back. Brookside providing the girls, giving us that wave, following the music in the background. Stand up. The Ugandan flag stands out very well there. The purple bips, followed by Kenya in black, and the flag rise high there. As brother Kenya has put up a very nice show. Everything in white, Brookside Diary colors. A very nice laid up ground plan. A very nice track, and promises to be a very nice event. The Kenyan AMU 2007 gets underway. We start with the 50 class CC category. From the start line, I can see a Kenyan taking pole. Yes, I think that's Samil with the Zimbabwean and the South African. Close by, yes, they have taken, Zimbabwean has taken pole now. Samil went wide on the first corner, the first chicane. You can see the riders going through here in a fine line. Oh, there is a touch there between 2 riders, and one is lagging behind. Corner Macmillan, Zimbabwean, followed by Ivan Barnard, South African. Oh, somebody has gone down. And a close-up shows it is number 42, Zambian Henny Davananch. We talked to him earlier. Yet another crash from the leader, and he touches South African Evan Bannon, who also goes down. And the replay provides us with the detail of what happened. The riders quickly pick themselves up, and the Namibian gets lead, followed by the Kenyan. And yes, they're back on the saddles once again, and yet another mishap as the Kenyan lands on the back wheel and goes down. And quickly the paramedics arrive at the scene to taking charge of the injured, possibly. The leaderboard has totally changed even before the finish of a new leader has emerged, a Kenyan being chased by a Zimbabwean and South African. The South African takes an inside turn which gives him an advantage and takes second place now attacking the Kenyan. Samil Anwar seems to have gained out of that confusion. It crashes that the leaders are gone, so he's holding in a lead. Samil Anwar, a very gifted young rider who in future promises to be one of those right there on the top. His brother also is riding today. Bike number 19 is Mohammed Anwar, sons of felony driver Anwar Pandya in the Kenyan Rally National Championship. Certainly, Samil is in bad company of the South African. Yes, they go head to head, but Ian attempts to overtake Samil, who resists, but finally has overtaken Samil in that corner, and now Ivan takes pole. He's leading. Yes, that was expected. The South African is very aggressive and the bike much better. So he's taken pole now. He's breaking away from the rest of the pack. There is more than 100 meters between him and Samil. So followed by the Namibian, another Kenyan. The Namibian Michael Ballo. Yes, this is number 19, Samil's brother Mohammed. Once again, Ivan Bernard, the leader of the 50cc fast hit, followed by Samil, who is now more than 150 meters away. Bike number 16 from Kenya. Macmillan remains third, while Kiran Semi is just behind Macmillan. Namibian Matthew Nadalov moves ahead of Ashley Wade from Zimbabwe. While Mike Ballo from Namibia, bike number 36, struggles from the back. Our Zambian Declan Redo struggles from the back. He promises a lot of action. Apparently he's struggling. There must be something wrong with the bike, possibly. Followed by his friend Henny Devananj, who went down earlier.
Friend? Henny.
Going to the national champions and we'll see who's going to come first or second.
Yeah.
So we're going to have a battle together. So I'm going to try and get past these Kenya boys and all the other races. And then I'm going to get past everybody. So I could come in first and Henny could come in second.
That was a very brave statement before the start of the race earlier. After collision earlier, Ivan Bernard has maintained lead. A strong hold on today, while Samir is second. So he's now lying at the back as Ivan Bernard, followed by Samir Anwar, while third went to Kona Macmillan from Zimbabwe. Fourth is Kenyan also, Kirani Semi. Fifth is Matthew Nedolf, collecting 11 points. Ashley Wade, 10 points. Poor Declan Redo finally succumbs to a broken bike. Very disappointed.
My bike broke.
Sorry, boy. On the climb, eh?
Another anthem for the winners. A test run, a shock run for the 65cc's is underway, just to test the track before the start, ahead of the real start. So this is rather bullish. It's not as hot as what we're going to see in the next few minutes. 65cc's giving a test run here. They're just testing out the track, checking it out, so that's why you see they're more relaxed. Sooner or later, yes, they're ordered to go back to the start line to take on the gates, and soon the fire will be risen. But the 65 years go, 65 on the race. We see Kenyans once again checking pole. I think 3 or 2 of them, followed by a Zimbabwean and a Zambian. So Kenyans once again are in out of things. Yes, 2 Kenyans there, followed by a Zimbabwean, and a 3rd Kenyan almost squeezes past the Zimbabwean in that corner. They take the chicane. Yes, Kenyans are taking lead. They're holding on the lead here. Eugene Maina leading, followed by Ivan Guya, and 3rd going to Davide Banadi. If they hold on what they're doing now, expect 3 podium places for Kenya. What a wonderful performance that will be today from the 3 riders from Kenya. What a tremendous effort by Kenya. They're showing that they're capable of organizing an event as well as winning it. 3 podium places would be the best Kenya has ever achieved in any AMU, and for that matter, this one in Kenya. 5 years ago, they were done being beaten by Zimbabweans, Zambians, South Africans, Namibians. Now they're holding on 3 top positions. 18 riders in this class, and the others we haven't heard about are Adil Khan, Eric Gabas, Paul Lutz, Tristan Miller, Stefan Aslas van Linde, Cameron Thixton. The Ghanaians are at the back of the pack. Natalie Van P, Vanessa Van P, and Fatu Kikundu. Philip Childcraft, Ronald Maikan, Liam Delek, Apollo Marilla, and Teddy Wande. So first so good for Eugene Maina, followed by Ivan Guya and Davide Banad in 3rd as number 16. The 4th one also comes up as Kenyan, number 18, Adil Khan. What a wonderful way to run an event. Dolan McCann comes in next, followed by Stephanas and Cameron Thixton. Apollo Marilla, bike number 100, a support rider from Kenya, right there at the back. But he's pumping in some energy too. Philip Childcraft, Zambia, is right on his back. Bike 42 is Liam Deklarek, right there on the screen from Zambia. I don't know whether there's a connection between race rider and the Kenyan president. Mwai Kibaki is his name. Very similar, or same as the Kenyan president. Fern P there. Natali from Uganda. Bike 101 is Teddy Wande. He's a support rider from Kenya. While 27 is Vanessa Van P, sister to Natalie. Fretu Kigundu is another Ugandan. Bike number 28, right at the back there. As Eugene Maina continues to go in first motion, leading the pack, and 2 other Kenyans in very close contention. They are attacking Eugene, but he has held on since the start and needs just to be there as he goes on for the tabletop into chicane. He's trying to catch up with the back marker. I think that is Fatu Kigunu, the Ugandan. Wow, other 2 Kenyans are charging. The Zimbabwean there, the Zambian too, Namibian. Bike number 43, Stephanas, followed by Mwai Kibaki. Quite a bit of weight on that bike. And the leaders are catching up first with the backpackers. Yes, Mwai Kibaki is the target now. while Ivan Guia has moved into third, having lost his second position all the way. Kenyans are out here to make record as they have held on strongly to their three lead positions, but the leadership has changed. Now it is Banadi who was taken on pole. He's riding as the leader now, followed by Eugene, and third going to Ivan Guia. On the strategy on the tabletop, yes, takes effect. You must fly as high as you can, as McCann overtakes Liam mid-air. Take the checkered flag first. Those are the 5 top positions for the 65cc category. And now a test run is being conducted in the 85s juniors. There has been an accident, a Ugandan, Duyak, yes, bike number 26 is Duyak Yannick from Uganda. He's being looked after there. I can see the Zimbabwean ambassador on the stands. The Tanzanian representative, Morocco representative there. As the 81st get underway, the juniors. The Kenyans once again, said it too early possibly. Yes, the Kenyan once again is in lead. 2-2 Minor takes pole, followed by South African Dan. Well, another Ugandan Tala Kigundu is right at the back, 27 by. This is the smallest group of riders so far, just 12. 2-2 Minor, Bradley Leonette, Wawuru Washira, Max Tankel, Cole Bond, Jadini Ashwell, Yannick Duyak was just gone down and out, Tala Chigundu, Dominic Scariano, Dalton Wedi, Marcus Reeves from Zambia also, and Wedi Dan, South African. And a thunderous applause as the lead Kenyan got through here. 2-2 Minor, followed by Wed Dan from South Africa. The leader of the race, 2-2 Minor, bike number 16, followed by Wed Dan, South Africa. Cole Bond from Zimbabwe, followed by Brown Leon from Kenya, bike number 17. Domenico Scariano, bike number 41, Zambia. Waruru Washira, bike number 18, Kenya, KTM. Marcus Reeves, bike number 43, Zambian. The table still remains the same. Minor leading, followed by Wed Dan, and Jadani a third. Mayena is being attacked on all ways. Yes, they tried to overtake him on that corner, going on the turbo top. He maintains hold as Wed Dan attacks, supported by Jadeni. Fight goes on. It's a cat and mouse fight, if you can describe it as that. Kenyan, South African, Zimbabwean, the 3 of them breaking away from the rest of the pack. Two Minor holding on as he encountered fire from the back from South African Dan Wed. They go for the mega top jump, tabletop.
Lifting up Kenya's flag in this competition, the pursuit of the 85. And also in the same competition, we've got other Kenyans who are taking part and really putting in some very good effort. Rodney Leonette from the Leonette family.
2-2 Minor holds on the lead, but he's being threatened by Jed and Wed Dan. very closely contested 1, 2, 3